Hello everybody and welcome to another narration. This one is between M-Dragon and Thelinearcurve for round 5 of CALLOUS Invitational 4. So this is game 1. Score has not come onto the board just yet. Both guys have one loss on their record as well as, what is it, 3 wins? Yeah, so 3 wins, 1 loss in this tour so far. The winner will go through to round 6 and the loser will lead the competition. Now, the winner of this, this is a lower bracket round only, so next round they'll be facing winner bracket players again, so things get significantly harder. Either way, I'm just going to get right into it. So M-Dragon on the bottom here, and Lanier on the top. Yeah. Alright, so M-Dragon leads Tar, and Lanier leads Scarm. Alright, so Lanier leading Scarm means he probably either doesn't have a good lead outside that, or just wants to establish spikes early. Now that that Scarm is quite bulky. It's taking 38 from the focus there. That's probably a low roll from BKC Tar, just a physical focus punch Tar of some kind. Yeah, so Scarm's back up at 74 after the 2 layers, or after 2 turns of protecting there, and the leftovers recovery does get the toxic off on Tar here, so Tar perhaps an issue for Lanier, so wants to get the toxic off early. Maybe an issue because he's not in range of a Doug trio in the back or something like that, and he just wants to make sure that it doesn't come back in and kind of get out of range again. Yeah, so we see now from M-Dragon that his Skarmory is taunt, so probably doesn't have much spikes control on this team outside of these kind of techs, taunt and whatnot. So if Lanier can get that Scarm in on some good targets for spiking, then those layers might just stay up. Whereas Lanier here does have a spinner. He has Doll. Now Doll is obviously losing the 1v1 to Skarmory long term, but yeah, Lanier is probably trying to get some lefties back in his Scarm here, so he's doubling in and out. And kind of maybe forcing the opposing Scarm to taunt and stuff. Again, just going to get back those lefties. Lanier intelligently recognizing that M-Dragon's team doesn't have, it has taunt Scarm, so it probably doesn't have anything that can immediately hit Scarm for a huge amount of damage. Say a Magneton or whatever. It's almost definite that M-Dragon doesn't have a Magneton. And so Lanier knows that he can kind of freely protect with this Scarm and not have to worry about incoming switches. So either way, he's gonna let his Slaydog get a bit of chip here just to get that Scarm back up, because Lanier is recognizing here that this Scarm could be extremely dangerous if he gets it in on the right targets, like Blissey, for example. So Scarm does fire off a spike here. Lanier getting the better end of that switch. We're gonna see that Blissey is actually faster than Skarmory, I think, based on that. Yeah, Blissey's faster than Skarmory, and it's got Sing here as well, so it could be a speedy Bliss. Now, I don't know, is it max speed or is it just, 180 plus to try and creep the Skarms, but, I mean, creeping Lanier doesn't sound like a safe tactic, so it's probably it's probably just like near max speed. Maybe outspeeds Milo, who knows. Now he does reveal T-Bolt as well, that's doing 36, so that's probably not even modest. And Lanier's Scarm is definitely max actually, based on how well it's taking all the hits. Does get up the 3rd layer here, and that's probably going to be there to stay. I just don't see the likelihood of M-Dragon having taunt Scarm plus a spinner, or yeah, plus a spinner, so I don't really expect to see him get rid of these spikes, and they could be here to stay, which could be bad news bears for M-Dragon, because it looks like 2 spikes teams, and if M-Dragon's going to play the entire game with three layers on his side, then that gives Lanier a significant advantage. Gonna see what Lanier's Blissey set is. M-Dragon's is just Bolt Beam, Sing, probably Soft Boil last. Actually, that pretty much has to be Soft Boil last. And Lanier just going to S-toss the opposing Bliss here, so doing one of 2 things, either trying to force the opposing Bliss to soft-boiled, or so that he can make a free switch, or else he's trying to chip something else on the switch in. So we do see the full set here for M-Dragon. It is just soft-boiled, as you'd imagine. Interesting set. Probably has something to pivot in on Swampert on this team, because otherwise it just looks really pert weak at the moment. Perhaps a grass type of some sort, or something that would be a coon or something that just allows you to pivot on pert a bit, because the likes of offensive pert and whatnot could do some extreme damage to this team. Yeah, so here we see Lanier chipping the opposing Blissey, and he may be just trying to force it to soft-boiled here so he gets a free switch with something. M-Dragon predicts maybe the Kaleido to come in there and try and spin, but Lanier just keeps S-tossing here. Opposing Blissey now at 39. M-Dragon's still attacking, so he is trying to catch that switch, but Lanier is just baiting it. Definitely winning this Bliss on Bliss war here. He does make the switch now, goes out to Jirachi. And M-Dragon, how does he pressure the Jirachi? If this is CM, I mean, he has to switch, right? Yeah, he goes hard Dougie, and Lanier goes for... Oh, an Ice Punch, wow. I wonder, did Lanier predict that? Maybe he did. Given how Skarm and Doug teams are often very spikes weak, often paired with like a Starmie or something just to help with the spikes. But with Taunt, yeah, Lanier maybe had a good reason to believe that Dougie was on that team. But wow, really, really nice. Damn. I don't know if he was expecting Dougie or if he was just firing off an attack, but I think he was expecting Dougie based on the nature of that attack. I mean, unboosted Ice Punch does nothing. So Tar now, so I did a lot with Focus Match, did like 38, and now it's Hidden Powering. I don't know if that's Hidden Power Grass, and if the Tar is slightly lower than max attack, or if it's a subset that doesn't have Earthquake and Hidden Power Bug as its best attack to pressure the Purr. We'll see. Probably is Hidden Power Grass, given how weak the team is to Swampert. Yeah, it is Hidden Power Grass, based on the Claydol damage. Funny, Tar was actually faster than Dull there in the sand, but M-Dragon switches out irrespective of that. I'm interested to know what the Tar set is. It's fast, and it probably is HP Grass, so it's like a Fizz HP Grass mix with a bit of speed. By the way, Lanier reveals his second attack on Raji here, and it's Thunder. So with Dugtree out of the picture, that's a huge revelation. Yeah, that's Ice Punch Thunder. So is it probably CM sub last two? Could be the CM subset. When I see Thunder, that's what I think. It's probably max HP bulky, which sets up on quite a lot of things here. Now we're going to see the Skarm and Pert go 1 against 1. Mono a mono. Lanier liking this trade because he can get rid of these spikes the Skarm puts up, and also just getting the health back on Pert is so important. Does just keep surfing here. I'm interested to know what the rest of M-Dragon's team looks like. I presume there's one Mon in the air, like a flying Mon of sorts, and then a rock resist as well. So, yeah. Pert roars at the Tar here. You'd have to imagine Lanier is prompted to protect here. Does just protect. Is the Tar even getting the lefty that is? Okay, so it's not going to die this turn. Is Lanier going to risk the Pert with the double protect? M-Dragon Focus Punch is predicting the switch, and Lanier does switch. M-Dragon correctly hits the Skarm here. Lanier probably not too interested in the welfare of that Skarm at this point. Probably as long as it's still breathing, that's all that really matters, just so that Sleep Clause stays up. So we're going to see Blissey come in here on M-Dragon's Swampert, which reveals Surf. Could that be another mono Pert? Let's see. Is Lanier's mono? Yeah, it probably is. Last move, probably, let me see, Sub, Reject, Surf, Roar, Refresh maybe? Surf Toxic from M-Dragon, so it looks to be a more standard Refresh Pert. I wonder What's that BKC set? It might not be refresh. It might have something else at the end there. It might be toxic lost on Linear's part. So Linear tries to wish pass here into the Scarm, but it gets crit, which is unfortunate for him. Who's going to be the beneficiary of this wish? It's his own Pert. So now Pert is back in action, back kicking again. I think both of these teams are a bit weak to Swampert than the other. Like, Dragon's team seems particularly weak to Swampert. Like, doesn't Swampert just beat your whole team? Yeah, and that Scarm's not toxic either. If it was Toxic Taunt, I think that would be cool. Oh wait, maybe it is Toxic. No, it's not. Yeah, if it was Toxic Taunt, that would make sense. Either way, Linear's part gets Toxic here, and he reveals Refresh. So Refresh is his last move, and that's bad for M-Dragon because Linear's part is both faster and has a way of badly chipping it too. Both guys doing quite a lot with Surf. M-Dragon's slightly more there. That could be a roll thing, or it could be EVs. M-Dragon's now faster, so... Oh yeah, Linear roared, that's why. I was going to say it was a speed type, but yeah. So he brings out the arrow here. Huge revelation for Linear. Surfs into the Scarm. This is all very good for Linear because he's getting back that health that he lost earlier. Scarm going to get a crit drill back here that's pretty relevant. The health of this Swampert is really... it's really important to Linear. It seems to be a relatively defensive set. I don't know if it lives a double edge here though. I'm going to protect, which put him back up to around 36, 37. We'll see. Should go to about 37 here. Yeah. So, how much is this going to do? Oh, wow. I wonder, was that a roll? Dragon probably predicted a switch there. But Linear was probably in the calc and decided that it lived that attack. That's interesting. It must have a huge amount of defense investment. So Bliss comes back in on the Pert here, and Linear does intelligently roar it out. He is faster, so that's the right play. M-Dragon gonna protect. You're gonna surf, as he is obliged to. Surfs again, and actually, because he's in Torrent, it does 33, and that Swampert's gone. Yeah. So, looking pretty rough for M-Dragon. Now, if this Claydol has Boom, which it probably does, because that's the best set for Claydol, it can just come in at any time and take out the Bliss. We know it can't protect or anything to avoid that, so this Blissey is going to need to really hacks its way through to win. And if this is sub Raji, it's already lost, because I don't even think T-Bolt breaks the neutral sub before Raji even starts stat boosting. Blissey does soft boiled here. Swampert does retaliate with Surf. So Linear probably just trying to toss out the Pert here so he can get a free switch into whatever's next. Gets frozen here by the Ice Beam. M-Dragon probably going to need a few of those if he wants to win, but I think this game is already over. Last for Linear, probably Dougie given the Rachi set, and it kind of makes a bit of sense on that team. I think I'd go Dougie there at the end. So he does go Rachi now, and we're going to see, does Blissey's T-Bolt break the sub from neutral? We'll see. Does it break a base 252 sub? This is fairly important, and it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know what the roll for that was, but I presume it was close. But either way, I don't even think that Blissey is modest, to be honest, so definitely wasn't breaking. If it was breaking, it would have made things a little bit more awkward for Linear. He probably would have had to CM first, and then it would have been a Sing prediction game, but I think this game is over regardless. Linear just going to be able to sub up here, and I presume he can just keep on CMing here, so he should be fine. Yeah, that's an interesting team from M-Dragon. I guess the grass tar kind of helps. It's it kind of baits 2 attacks first to show that it's not a special set, which is kind of cool. Maybe you focus punch on the first turn, hit the Pert for normal adamant damage, and then you HP grass it for like a surprise HP grass, which is pretty cool. But fortunately for him, it didn't work out. Linear never went to his Swampert in the first place and never actually got caught with the surprise HP Gross. And that part was able to just destroy M-Dragon's team. It is incredibly part weak. Every set of, well, his own Swampert should theoretically be able to help versus the opposing part. And I think it's got SpDef investment just based on how much it was taking from Linear's Surf. I think it had like 252 at 44 or whatever the EVs are. But it didn't really help him in the long run because Linear had exactly what he needed to win that. I also think it's worth noting that the nicknames that Linear's given to all his mons are really cool. They're like different letters before Dragon. M-Dragon. M-Dragon is going to be L-Dragon though after this one. He's just been completely swept by Orochi. I think that like he may have lost this one on team choice. Just that team is so weak to opposing Swampert. I think it's a really rough one for him. You can see Thunder come out here. How much is that doing? 52. Yeah. So if Blissey gets paralyzed even once, it loses this. I'm not sure how much Ice Punch is doing. Maybe he should have fired off a couple of those first to try and fish for some freezes. But yeah, he's just gonna go for T-Bolt bars, for Thunder bars. I mean. This game's over anyway. Blissey gets paralyzed, but this game would be over anyway because the Orochi actually forces the Blissey out of soft boils, and Blissey can't break its sub, so it has no chance to win. Yeah, but anyway, that was a good one. There was obviously, yeah, I think the team choice was from M-Dragon was a little bit funky versus Pert, and that may have caused him this one. But at the same time, Linear played really, really well, getting the lefties back in the Skarm. Just had the right sets, especially for the Orochi, the Blissey, Pert. Definitely, I don't know, I doubt he prepared, but like the air quotes preparation from Linear was better. He did better in the team builder here. So going into the second game, M-Dragon's going to need to bring one back if he wants to keep this tournament alive. And for him, and Linear is going to have to be beaten. Otherwise, he's going to get a swift 2-0 victory here. Not an easy guy to get 2 games in a row versus Linear. Probably one of the best to ever do it. So we'll see how the next game goes. M-Dragon hopefully can shake this off and get back into groove. Or otherwise, Linear's going to go straight through to round 6. So hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.